It's me. So it's another day in June, end of June, and it's hot. And I thought I'd do something different for a change. I thought I'd give you some live video and walk you around the site and tell you what we've been doing so far. So if you've seen some of the time-lapse videos, you have a pretty good idea of what we're doing. But let me show you in person, okay? So this is our driveway, and off the driveway will be the garage, and then with the hallway we're going into the main hall and the entrance and over to the dining room, and in the back is going to be the kitchen. So what have we been doing? Simply put, we've been leveling, digging in the dirt, digging all these trenches, then cutting and bending and tying a whole bunch of rebar, putting it on chairs underneath this black tarp, which is called a vapor barrier. There is a 2-inch styrofoam. It's there for expansion reasons, to allow the soil underneath the slab to expand without pushing on the slab. We have a little bit of a non-standard construction. We're building a monolithic slab, which is around here typically you have ground resting slabs, but because the whole side slopes, let me walk around here and I'll show you. Okay, so we're walking back to the front of the property by the street, and then I'll show you what we're doing here. And we see dirt piles everywhere because we had to excavate and move dirt around, so excuse the mess here a little bit. But as you can probably see, the whole side slopes from the north to the south, from the driveway down. Actually, the driveway is below original grade level. This is original grade level, and then from there we went up, and over here in the back, that is original grade level again. So all of that we had to dig out, and we had to put the dirt somewhere, and I'll show you in a little bit where the dirt ended up. But then we had to basically level out where the house is located all the way across, which means we had to fill all of this up, which is part of the reason why we decided to do a monolithic slab. It's because this is all filled ground, and it'll settle over the next 10 to 20 years because it's such clay rich soil. So we decided we were going to put a monolithic slab in. The difference is that it's got 2 layers of rebar and it's double the thickness of a ground resting slab. The other difference is these beefy perimeter beams here. They're about, let's say about 42 inches to the top of the form here. And there's a variety of reasons why the engineers said we had to make them that deep. At the bottom of these are, I don't know if you can see it, at the very bottom of these are piers. You can see the rebar sticking out of them. There's one there, and there's another one over there, and another one, and another one. Overall we have, and we've got several in the middle, overall we have 29 piers that go 15 feet deep that form a rest for the or a resting place for the perimeter beams here. And then the perimeter beams carry the slab, and the slab carries itself, and that's why we got styrofoam underneath, so when the soil expands, when it gets wet and it expands, it doesn't push underneath the slab. So we should be good with cracking and moving of the foundation for pretty much ever. I call it a 100-year foundation, but you know, who knows. So time will tell. But as you can see, as I'm walking around here, another dirt pile here, another dirt pile there. This is the good soil. This, the pile that's behind there, and then over there is some good soil, and there's some good soil. The rest of it that we dug out there is on this pile back here in the very back, and that's mostly clay. You see there's a little bit of grass growing on there, but there's not much going on. So walking further around, forms are 2 2x10s on the bottom, and then a 2x6 cut down to 4 3/4 wide for the brick ledge is attached to that. You may notice that there's a difference. There's an offset in the brick ledge here, right there, where the brick ledge drops down. That's because this area around there, and then to the front and back to where the garage starts, all of that area is going to have lower terrain on it, and we just didn't want that much concrete to show, so the brick is going to go down further on that side. Over here, that's all going to be patio, and it's going to be backfilled on the back of the house, and then on the other side, on the far side where that slope comes down, that's where we're going to backfill higher to get a slope away from the house, and then direct the water across the driveway and back down the front of the property. That round-ish trench there that you see there, that's where the staircase is going to be going up. So it's a wall that's sitting on top of there, a round wall. That's the staircase going to start there and going up, and then over here, over this area, is going to be the guest suite, and over the other side is going to be laundry, and master suite is going to be towards the back. Kind of get the idea that we're trying to create a view, and that's about the kind of view that we're trying to create. Of course, you're going to be up further, but this is about what our view is going to be from the lower level. So during construction, we had several cave-ins. Well, a cave-in is basically when this wall here on the side of this perimeter beam decides to, well, cave in. You know, we've had one right there, and that happens when water runs, you know, towards the trench and takes mud with it and soaks into the ground, and then mud isn't supporting itself anymore, and that whole wall basically collapses. For the most part, we're not too bad, but you know, there were several over here, like right there. You can see there's a huge portion missing. There's a portion missing right there. And we had the ones on the outside are relatively easy to clean up by, you know, simply pulling the tarp back and then going in there with a hoe and getting most of it out, and then the smaller stuff we get with a shop vac. The ones on the outside really aren't that bad. They're not fun to do, but you know, nothing is fun to do in 100 degrees, but still, at least those aren't too bad. The ones that are really bad, you see all that white tape? That's where that whole corner, that whole area underneath collapsed and fell into the trench and against the rebar. And you can't leave it that way because you have to have concrete around the rebar and not dirt. So we had to cut that tarp open, flip that whole flap over, go in there and dig it out. And I'll tell you, that is not easy to do when you have rebar in there and it's all confined, and you have to get in there with shovels and hose and hooks and things to just get stuff loose, and then go in there with the shop vac and vacuum it all out. So we have one there. There was another one right at the bottom there where we had to hack out, you know, hack it down and vacuum it out. And there were a couple of others. Overall, right now we're pretty happy with the way it turned out, but we'll have to see. I've called the inspection in. By the way, we're out in the county, and people have a tendency to think, you know, you're out in the county, you don't have to have inspections. That's not entirely true. You don't have to have city inspections, but you still have to get inspections. Actually, what the county does is they make you hire your own inspection company, and you get to work with that inspector directly to get your inspections passed. So I'm right now waiting for him to come back, to call me back and let me know when he's going to be out here to do the inspection for the foundation. And then we go on to the next step, which is putting some PEX, radiant floor heating pipe on top of this, and then we can pour. So hopefully we will have a slab by or shortly after July 4th. We'll have to see. Okay, with that, I would say we've probably seen enough for today, and I'll let you go. At the end of the video, when I said I'd let you go, you heard the phone ringing, and it was the inspector calling back, letting me know that he's going to be here tomorrow morning. So we should get our inspection tomorrow morning, and well, with a little bit of good luck, we'll pass. Alright, with that, I'll sign off. Bye now. That would be the inspector leaving, and hooray, we passed. All right, so we're good to go to pour concrete. Next step is putting on the PEX pipe for the radiant floor heating, and then we are going. way to have a slab. And check it out, and you have a great day.